Good evening. Here with us today, we've got the host of the Women in Leadership, Lady Bishop Dlamini. So we want to hear straight from her, was the outcome of today exactly what she expected, and was her heart fulfilled in the sermon? Lady Bishop.
First and foremost, it's more than anything, it's very humbling to get an opportunity to speak to the lives of women, knowing where they're coming from and our history of a few years, I would say, of having women into the upfront positions, looking back at our history and where we're coming from, and the whole entire pressure and abilities, potential, giftings, everything that you can think of. So it's always a privilege for me to actually seeing and having an opportunity to sit down and talk to women. So I'm very much humbled even today to see women coming up in numbers. Corporate side, in the church, that we had pastors' wives here. Even in our audience, we've been having bishops' wives. We've been having one of the MPs sitting at our audience today. So it's a privilege for all of them to see them coming and receiving from, I believe, from what God has installed upon my life. So it's been very much humbling. I would say I am humbled. I'm really humbled. The turnout was good. The people were excited. People were energetic. People were part of the program. They're very much involved. You could see smiles
Excitement
on their faces, everything like that. So I think I would say, yeah, it's been so fulfilling indeed. More than anything, just for the event to be a success, but it's been so fulfilling to know that most women came out and said, my life is
Mrs. Dlamini, could you tell us about you?
I am a mother, I am a pastor's wife, I am a woman who is very passionate about the community, developing people, starting them from point A to point Z. I'm a woman also who is very committed in walking alongside her husband, who is also in the ministry, passionate about God, passionate about her calling, passionate about her church. I'm also a woman who is very passionate about women, particularly younger ladies.
If you were to better the world, what is it that you would do different?
Number one, to give more opportunity to women. I have seen a lot of women who are in the villages, a lot of women who are a house mother, a lot of women who might be shebeen queens. But when you're sitting down with them, more especially women who have been disadvantaged, who have never got an opportunity to explore their giftings and their talents, I've discovered and also I've observed that there are so many women that we have never discovered, that have never been identified, that they've got such a potential for them to lead and to do something and to change their community for the better. When I'm talking about that, I'm meaning investing in women into their God-given ability and talent. But the number two factor that I would really invest my energy into will be the education. When I was doing my development studies, I've discovered that China has done a greatest job of saying to it that they are investing in the education part of their country. They have invested their all. If you are meeting a Chinese man or a woman or a young child, whatever, the government there, they've invested so much in giving them education, a free education. Most of our African brothers who are not necessarily South African, who are Zimbabweans, Malawians, whatever, when they come to this side, when it comes to skill, they are highly qualified. They get the best of jobs. They have their own businesses.
How can you encourage women in leadership positions such as government, corporate, and in the ministry?
Firstly, to encourage women in leadership, that number one, God did not give us a responsibility or a mandate for us to be in the front line, in a sense that for us to be heads and lead and be masculine and hard. Because when women are in leadership, they think that we want to outdo the men. We want to show these men. I don't think that God, when in mind, when he had a woman, he wanted somebody to outdo the men. And I also don't believe that when God was designing a man, he wanted somebody to compete with a woman. You don't need to feel sorry that you are a woman, number one. Number two, you don't need to prove to anybody that you can do this. The softness that you have, the feminine part of you being a woman, the nurturing element, the reaching out, the loving part that you have as a woman, that's where your power lies. You don't need to change. You don't need to be hard. With the seminars that I'm doing, I have discovered more and more as I'm going around doing trainings of leaders from all levels, from church, from secular, from all aspects. I have learned that the Word of God has got all the answers. In actual fact, the principles of the kingdom are much more powerful than us trying to be hard.